Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
It's so good to see you guys. This is like 2 mornings in a row. Woo woo. We've been
Love it.
we've been doing so much pulling together everything for our business uplift launch. Have you guys seen on Instagram the GIF that Alchemy Creations created? It has the ship actually taking off. Oh, it's so good. So we're very excited about that. So I want to ask you guys a little bit. I know we've talked about this, but I'm really excited to be able to share after yesterday all the things that we absolutely decided the business uplift was not going to be. That what were the critical things for us to weave into this program. And we've got this huge list from our landing page that we had put together. If anybody wants to go there and look at the list while we're looking at it, it's businessuplift.triadgrouphq.com. If you want to, and I think Casey, you put the link in the.
I did.
Yay! But we're going to go through. So some of the ones that it's a big list. We're not going to go through all of them. But one of the things that is here is the access to the brilliance of others. Right? So how did that end up on the list? I mean, I have my own opinion, but.
That's a surprise. This one is, for me, it's a big one. It's actually the place where we all get to do the thing we're the most brilliant at and then work with other people who get to do their thing. And it's so much more fun because we actually are all doing the stuff we love and we can like pass off the stuff that we don't love to the other person. And we all feel like we're getting away with something.
Right. Yeah, it's the start the car, the IKEA commercial, right? Everybody's got exactly what. Oh, yeah. I love it. The other thing that we talked about is a monthly focus with time to implement. Right. This dovetails beautifully after part of our conversation yesterday, right? Like there is a focus, but there's time to implement.
Yeah.
That is so critical because, again, we've been in other courses and things that we've taken, sometimes feel really rushed and you don't have a chance to actually really fully engage with what you've learned. And then you're on to the next and the next and the next. And then you disregard the brilliance that was taught to you. So just really allowing a month or a few weeks to focus in and learn on what it is that we're talking about and what you're teaching is amazing. Yeah, give the time.
Yeah. I know that. Sorry, go ahead, Casey.
So I was going to say, it's this layering, right? So when you actually take the time to implement something and then you can layer something else on top of it, instead of everything being separate and you having to flip between one to the other.
Yeah, it's one of the things that's so important. And we're finding from the people that have been engaging with the quiz already that what they need is the efficiency in their systems. And often people can grow their business to the point where they don't have time to go back into the systems. But it's the systems that create the time. So when we talked about how we're going to roll out the training inside the membership program, it was important that whatever we do first creates enough time to implement the next thing, which creates more time efficiency so it's not like adding on top of what's already a very busy and fulsome schedule. Appreciation and acknowledgement. I know that's been very important to us over the years. Why does it have to be part of this program?
Because we like to be told we're doing a good job. We like to celebrate milestones, even if they're itty tiny bitty, because any itty tiny bitty milestones sometimes are huge in our world and just open us up to be that much more confident and more brilliant in what we do.
I always appreciate being acknowledged when I actually wear pants.
Well, the other thing is that, when as an entrepreneur, as a soulpreneur, it's very lonely. And, it's nice to be able to just celebrate even the little things, like you said, because those little things roll into big, big things. And, having someone to go, hey, I just did X, or I just, this happened, or this person called, or I got this testimonial. And, what I see a lot is people putting that stuff out on social media, because they're looking for acknowledgement. And sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't. And but to have a community where people really have your back, that matters.
I think so. And I think even opportunities for that to show up in a dynamic way without even having to ask for it. Remember in our second focus group when we were talking about how we want to set it up so that people are actually doing their piece of cake for each other, that there's an opportunity to do favors and help each other out, because that just creates an opportunity while you're doing something you love and fills you anyway, to have someone show that appreciation and acknowledgement back to you. And that's not why you did it. It's just more icing on your cake.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Sprinkles.
Sprinkles. Oh no. Okay, cool. So we have a very particular flow around our business, and we're not teaching that right now. That's a whole module. But what has the business flow done for us that's allowed us to lean in, that we want to share that with others, that we want them to have that too?
Yeah, we decided to sort of work with nature and not necessarily with the calendar. So it was a big a big shift for us. And what that's allowed us to do is actually follow what our sort of our minds and our bodies and energies actually allowing us to do. So it's made work easier, more fun, and way more efficient, because we're not struggling against what the shoulds and I have to's and oh my god, the time of this and that. It's just made it easier.
Even you talking about it, I can feel that old weight that used to sit here, and now I've got this space to breathe. It's really awesome.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. One of the other, when we talked yesterday a little bit about, I'm not sure if we got around to it, but one of the things that we talked about not wanting in the program is we've all been in programs where all the focus is just front and center. Right. And there isn't an opportunity to take a leadership inside because for whatever reason, however the program was set up. And we wanted to weave mentorship in. Why was that so important to us?
The opportunity to teach and to learn, right? It's this back and forth. And, when we were talking about it the other day, I thought, you said something on it. It's so true is, we want to be able to invite people to mentor just before they think they're ready, because the mentoring will actually give them the space to become a master at that particular thing. The teaching of it creates the mastery. And we've seen that for ourselves as we teach things. That's how we know that we really know it. And until we teach it, it's not the same. We don't get the same level of understanding, the same logical level on it.
Yeah, your brain does different things with the information when you have to speak it out loud and answer questions, and it makes connections, right? Which is just fun to actually feel your brain making new neurological connections. It makes me giggle every time. I love it.
It's so true.
What did you want to add to that, JaiK?
Yeah, it's exactly that. I mean, the whole point of the program too is to create more leaders. We want to have more and more people step up. And so when we've created this environment where we're encouraging that, like, teach what you know so that you can be better, so that you can learn, so that you can lead, I think it'll just make a better place for us to live. Right?
And it's more fun.
So much fun, which is so important. The other thing that I like is that the pressure isn't on the three of us to know everything. Right? We're inviting people in that already have this amazing brilliance. And why, if they're the best one to share it, why wouldn't they? Yeah. Like, I like the idea that we can tap people on the shoulder and say, here, did you want to do this master class? And we will focus everyone's attention and the entire on you while you go do this. Right? And so they get a chance to share it. They feel really good about it. They get the acknowledgments. There's people that might want to work with them, because we do want people to work with each other. Yeah. Why not? We want clients and we want people and professionals to work with that have the same frame of mind we do, right? That look at life the way we do, that are in the same place. Very cool. We also talked about I'm going to put a few together here. This is the sort of the feel of the whole thing, what we're looking for. We talked about the whole best kitchen party ever, right? About having play in, bringing joy back, all of these pieces. Why was that so important for us, other than it being our own life's blood? But
Well, when you have, I mean, let's talk about the kitchen party, right? Whenever you have a house party, invite people over. Back in the before days, before we were all locked out and in lockdown, everybody always ends up in the kitchen, and that's where the best conversations happen. That's where the best brilliance happens. That's where the most fun is, the most action. And so when we talked about that, we want to create that in our business because it's fun and
Yeah.
everybody is welcome and everybody wants to be there, and you contribute whatever you want to contribute. Go sit on the couch in the living room for a minute if you want to. Totally okay. Come
Yeah.
back in the kitchen when you're ready.
Nikki
I think
said
that was
she's
a huge.
in for the kitchen parties.
Oh, I love it. Well, we've even created Kitchen Party Central already, which is a place for everybody to come together and have the conversations that they need to. And it's easy to find things and easy to find people. Casey, why is the whole play and fun and joy and the attitude, why is that so important? Because, you know, we were all on board on this right away.
Oh yeah, right from the beginning. And it's life can get serious, and when you're working on your own, it's harder to play. It's harder to play by yourself. And when you come together, there's a space for joy and for play and for fun. And the more that we have that, the more we have it. And the easier things go. It's like the lube. The lube that keeps everything moving smoothly. When we're having fun, when we're having a good time, when things are easy, when we're staying in our piece of cake, right? All of that creates the fun. And when we just don't take ourselves all that seriously, then it can be, this whole thing can be a lot more enjoyable. And this is sort of the point, isn't it? Aren't we supposed to be having fun? Isn't that why we picked entrepreneurship in the first place? So we could have that kind of space and freedom and play in our lives. And then it all got so serious.
Oh, it got sticky and yeah, and tight and weird and yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, more fun, more joy, sprinkle that everywhere.
So good. So one of the things, and like there's a ton of things on this list. One of the things that's going on this week is the actual launch. And because this is a first launch, we have not just given ourselves permission, but embraced what we've done many times before. And that is the very first launch is much more organic than what's going to be happening later. Because we find that having people inside the program with us to talk to and help design what order things roll out in. Because honestly, with everything we have planned, if it was all turned to the on, if all the on switches were on, someone would walk into a little bit of overwhelm.
Yeah.
Right. So we're starting with just like this much turned on, and then talk to people about what do you want next, and then switch things on as we go. Which is also why we are only bringing people in smaller cohorts. So the onboarding happens and everybody knows what's going on and they're all full of care. And then we can do that each month, bring on a small number of people. So I think what we wanted to tell people today, that if you want to come hang out with us and you like the feeling of what we're creating, even though you really don't know what the heck it even is, and that's on purpose. But if you really don't like the things we don't like from yesterday and you like the things that we like today, then we encourage you to go to businessuplift.triadgrouphq.com and just register. And the register is just so that we can get into this conversation of getting to know each other. That way you'll get an email with everything that'll come out on Thursday. You won't have to hunt through social media for it and worry that you've missed it. We want to be able to continue to have those conversations, and then the decisions will come later. The decisions will come when you're ready. Casey's also going to put the quiz up. So if you're interested in sort of what your focus needs to be for 2021 based on what your business is right now, because everyone's pivoting and all kinds of stuff going on, take the quiz and then come back here and let us know what your answer was. What is your focus for 2021?
And please share it with other people, because they're going to be interested too.
Yeah, please share it out. Like, it's not something that says, oh, you have to be in the program. It's just some real information that will actually help you right now. And then having that information when you do have a conversation with us will help us determine whether or not you can get a lot of value out of the program, or maybe something else is better for you. So that's the big messages that we had today. We want you to come and play. We want you to register. We want you to take the quiz. We want you to share everything with everybody. And we're just really excited that you're hanging out with us at this point, right? And this is the kind of fun we want to have. Like, we're going to have birthday parties every month.
Yep.
So excited. Any last messages, Casey, for everybody? If they're like, we don't know what this is, what's going on? What's your message for them right now if they're actually paying attention?
Yeah, it's a good question. This is a place and a space for people who have felt like they've been out there all on their own, wearing 17 different hats, to come together and learn some stuff, connect with some people that are really going to help to smooth out, simplify, amplify, elevate all of that awesomeness, so that we can, and like really sort of clarify what it is that you're looking for, so you can amplify the way you want.
Beautiful. JaiK?
Yeah, and we want people to come here, have fun, love their business again, and be successful, right? Like, put the frustration aside, know that we're here to support you, uplift you. You know, whatever you need, we're here. We can find the gaps, we'll fill the gaps, and just make sure that you're loving your business again, so you can have the success you want.
Love it. Because there are so many people out there, and you know who you are, that you're not the lone wolf that enjoys that, right? You're not the hunter that just wants to move as fast as they can and you're sort of tired of all of that. And you want to come and have some fun, and you want to know that along the way, you're going to have more impact, more reach, you're going to make more money, you're going to be in your power and enjoying yourself. And if that's you, then we want you to come and play with us. Happy Tuesday.